What's up, beauties? It's so good to see y'all. I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you don't know me, my name is Tia Simone, and over on this channel here, we do commentary and a lot more makeup. I took a break from makeup for a while, but I'll tell y'all about that towards the end. So if you're new here, please stick around, subscribe, comment, join the GLAM fam. And to my amazing GLAM fam, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope life is being very kind to you, and I miss y'all tremendously. Love you deep. So I did have a live schedule to talk about this. I think it was last week, but I wasn't able to do that live because my little one, my 7-year-old, lied to me and said that he didn't have homework. And at the last minute, we found out that he did. A lot. So I had to do homework with him all night, so I wasn't able to go live, and I just decided that I wanted to film this instead. I have a lot of videos to edit. Unfortunately, I'm having trouble with iMovie, and for some reason it won't let me edit a series of videos, so that's why I have to keep this video very short and sweet. Well, it's not going to be sweet because this is devastating to talk about, but I do want to talk about, obviously, what everybody's talking about right now, which is P. Diddy and Cassie. And the reason why I want to talk about it is for different reasons than other creators are talking about it. I really am going to need people to look up the definition of victim shaming and stop victim shaming Cassie, to actually endure the things that she had to endure for such a long period of time and at such a very young age. It is absolutely disgusting that you would blame her and excuse what P. Diddy did to her. And most of the things that I see people saying, which I'm very surprised at how many people are victim shaming Cassie. And I think that some people don't even know that they're doing it, and some do. But I know that this world can be an evil, despicable, awful place sometimes, but that's the problem. I think that it's important to hold people accountable and call people out when it's needed, especially when it comes to this. DV is a huge problem in America, and I just don't understand how people can be so cruel, just so cruel. So I'm going to kind of touch on a little bit of what happened between P. Diddy and Cassie. Most of y'all know this story, but I just want to kind of recap it a little bit, and I will put a news clip in here real quick.
Hey, good morning to you, Ariel. Though Cassie and Diddy did not detail the terms of that agreement, the settlement quickly shuts down the potential for a trial and the process of legal discovery. That's when evidence in the case is often made public.
Thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Overnight, hip-hop mogul Sean Combs settling a bombshell sexual abuse lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, fellow singer Cassie. Cassandra Ventura writing in a statement, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support." Combs, known as Diddy or Puff Daddy, adding in his own statement, "I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love."
We going up, we going live. Can't stop, won't stop, told y'all.
The settlement just one day after Ventura accused the singer of rape, domestic violence, and sex trafficking, citing controlling behavior that she says lasted over a decade while she was signed to Diddy's record label and the two were in a romantic relationship. In the lawsuit filed Thursday, Ventura alleged that after the two met back in 2005, Combs lured Miss Ventura into an ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle and into a romantic relationship with him, and that he used illegal substances and threats of violence to force Miss Ventura into repeated, unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers. Combs denying the allegations, his attorneys describing them in a statement as riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation. And right after this lawsuit was filed, several artists and entertainers have voiced their support for Cassie. Ventura's attorney saying in a statement Friday, "I am very proud of Miss Ventura for having the strength to do so, to go public with her lawsuit. She ought to be commended for doing so." Gio?
Cassie is a R&B artist, and she became a singer She came out with her first single, if I'm not mistaken, when she was 19. It might have been when she was 18. And the name of her single was You and Me. Cassie was very popular during the MySpace days. She was very popular on MySpace. And Me and You, You and Me, whatever it's called, was one of my favorite songs. I love that song. And it's still popular till this day. And she definitely wasn't a very good performer, though. I've seen her perform live. She was okay. She had a lot of work to do. But regardless, P. Diddy signed Cassie to Bad Boy Record for a 10-album contract. Now, I want to first start off by saying Cassie met P. Diddy when she was 19 years old. P. Diddy was 37. Okay? That's a 20-year age difference. Okay? That's a huge, huge power dynamic in their relationship. So to me, I do think that it's very, very weird and disgusting when a man that is 37 years old is pursuing someone at such a young age. It's weird to me. It's always going to be weird. It's very, very predatorial to me. Even if Cassie was 21 or 22, I still think that that's weird. Cassie was very young. She was 19 years old, and she wanted to be an R&B artist. And I feel like because he signed her to that 10-album deal, that's unheard of. First of all, a 10-album deal contract is unheard of. So I feel like he wanted his whole plans when he met Cassie. He had a preconceived notion. Like, his whole plans from the beginning of when he met Cassie was, in my opinion, to manipulate her. If it wasn't, then why would you sign her to a 10-album contract? I just find that very, very odd. But regardless, they ended up being in a relationship, and not only was P. Diddy her boyfriend, he had become her boyfriend by being very, very persistent and overly aggressive, but he also was her boss. Okay, there's a huge power dynamic there. He should have been more like a father figure to her, not her boyfriend. He completely took advantage, and his whole one-track mind was to manipulate a young, naive young woman. And most of the victim shaming that I'm seeing is Cassie was with him for 13 years. If she wanted to leave, she would have left. This is all about money. That's what most people are talking about, is money. And I want to debunk a few things. First of all, everyone is saying that this lawsuit, Cassie filed for this, obviously it was a 32-page lawsuit, 32 pages of discovery. And if you haven't read it, like, literally, this is another thing that's unheard of. There's a lot of things that's unheard of when it comes to this lawsuit, okay? Because, for one, no lawsuit ever says a trigger warning in the beginning, but there is a trigger warning in the beginning of this lawsuit. And I'm going to tell you, I couldn't even read the whole thing. And most of the creators that are getting into details about it, I can't even watch that. I could listen to as much as I could listen to. And I literally, reading the things that P. Diddy put her through brought chills to my body, and I got sick. I was crying. It's very triggering. So if you haven't read it yet, I just want to give you a trigger warning. And just know that if you have endured DV like myself in the past, it definitely would be very hard for you, and it's not necessary to know every single detail, in my opinion. But to sit there and say that Cassie could have left if she wanted to, I 100% disagree. Because imagine an average couple, a normal couple, okay, which there are thousands of DV relationships here in America, okay, and those are just normal people. Imagine being in a relationship at a very young age with someone who literally is a billionaire, and money is power, okay? There is many times that she mentioned in that lawsuit that he definitely showed her multiple times, over and over and over again, how powerful he is and how much he has gotten away with. And it's not easy to just up and leave that type of relationship. It's not easy for an average couple. Imagine how that would have been for Cassie. I'm going to need people to start using their critical thinking skills. Maybe read up on DV, educate yourself, watch some movies, because it's never that simple. It's never that simple. And to sit there and basically, for a lot of the people who are saying that they feel that P. Diddy is innocent and this is just a money grab for Cassie, if P. Diddy is innocent, okay, then why not go to court? Why settle? Another thing that's unheard of, he settled this lawsuit within a day, okay? Within a day, 24 hours. That's also unheard of. So if he's innocent, P. Diddy is a billionaire. Well, not anymore, but he was a billionaire at that time. Cassie is not. Why not go to court? Because that's what a billionaire would do. No billionaire would ever settle for such volatile accusations against them that could potentially ruin his entire career. And it is. Even though he settled, it is ruining his entire career. No billionaire would ever settle, and no attorneys would advise a billionaire to settle. Okay? What a billionaire would have been suggested to do is to go to court and let it play out, postpone until all of Cassie's funds are depleted to where she can no longer pay her attorneys. That's what a billionaire would have done until the case was just automatically pretty much dismissed, right? No billionaire is going to settle in a lawsuit if he was innocent. Secondly, another thing that P. Diddy could have done. Well, why not file a counterclaim? He could file a counterclaim. He declares his innocence. He even says that, he made a statement. This does not mean, settling does not mean that I'm guilty. Actually, yes, it does, but whatever. Okay? Nobody settles within 24 hours. Give me a break here. Everybody knows you're guilty. But the point is that why not file a countersuit for defamation? This is a woman that is literally making these horrible, violent accusations against you. So if you're innocent, why not take her to court and file for defamation of character? Defamation of character is very hard to prove, but if you're innocent, you should have no problem proving that. But it's not going to happen because he is guilty. Okay, I remember a long time ago, me and my mom were sitting on the bed, and this was years and years ago when I was younger, and at that time, I kind of liked P. Diddy. He was okay. Something about P. Diddy's spirit never sat right with me, and I think my mother kind of confirmed it for me. She saw him getting like an MTV Movie Award or Music Award back in the day, and my mom's like, I cannot stand that man. He gives me chills, goosebumps all over my body. He disgusts me. She's like, he is an evil man. And I'm like, Mom, you don't even know him. You're just judging him. She's like, no, he is evil. One of the things is that my mom always wondered, why in the hell does P. Diddy always wear glasses? My mom always looked at people sideways that wore glasses all the time, where you can't see their eyes, because obviously your eyes is the window to the soul. P. Diddy always wore sunglasses, way more back then than he does now. My fiance thinks he has something to do with not only Tupac's unaliving, but my fiance also thinks he has something to do with Biggie's as well. And he did a report on this. This is all allegedly, but he did a report on this, and it's amazing. One day I'm going to have him tell you his theories, because I believe him. I believe that he's a good investigator. I always tell him that he should have been working with the FBI or something, because he's amazing with that. But the point is, I can never get away with nothing with him. Not that I would try. But the point is that to sit there, and I apologize, you guys, I'm actually starting to get a cold. So that's why my voice sounds a little bit raspy. But the point is that there are definitely some options that P. Diddy could have did to prove his innocence, and he chose not to. Okay? And to sit there and say that this is a money grab for Cassie, Cassie does not owe us shit. The only reason why we wanted to see this whole thing go to court and play out in court is for our own entertainment, for our own tea, for our gossip. Okay, we want the tea, we want the gossip, we want to see P. Diddy fry. Okay, that's something to satisfy us. But what the hell does it matter what we think? Cassie had to do what was best for herself and her family. Some people say, why file a lawsuit now? Well, how I look at it is once you become a mother, and I know this because I became a mother at a very young age, you look at the world in a different lens. Once you become a mother, you look at the world in a different perspective, and you realize that you have little ones looking up to you. And I have boys. Cassie has 2 little baby girls. They are going to be so proud of their mother when they get older to know that she took back control from her abuser. She can control this entire thing, this entire lawsuit. Do you think that Cassie, for 1 second, did not think that P. Diddy was going to settle? She knew he was going to settle. What Cassie did was very calculated, and she knew exactly what was going to happen. She took back control. Because you have to imagine how hard it must be to finally leave your, abuser, but yet you still have to see him on TV. You have to see him, getting awards and people praising him, knowing damn well he doesn't deserve any of that fucking praise, right? So she took back control and said, I'm going to control the situation. She does not owe anybody shit except for herself and her family, because obviously Cassie has a long journey ahead of her, a long journey of healing. And there's going to be some mishaps. There has been mishaps. She's admitted to it. But she doesn't owe anyone anything. So people need to stop victim shaming Cassie and understand that what she did was take back control of her life and took the money and run. She ran. She took the money and fucking ran. And I respect her for that. Cassie is very unproblematic. She's not the type to, be in any type of controversy or anything. So stop victim shaming this young lady. She has went through enough for a long period of time at a very, very young age. When you're in a healthy and happy relationship, it literally makes you look so different. And when Cassie was with P. Diddy back in the day, like I told you, I've always liked Cassie. I've always thought she was absolutely so pretty. Okay, she reminds me of Aaliyah. And when you look at the way she was when she was with P. Diddy, you could tell there was something not right with her. She looked very old in her face. Her smile was just, it looked very forced when you would see her out on the red carpet with P. Diddy. Go look at her now on her Instagram and look at her smile. It's completely different. You can look at her and tell that her smile is genuine. Her happiness is genuine. She's glowing. She's more beautiful than ever. Okay? And she's older now. Okay? When she was young with P. Diddy, she looked like she was being turned out. I'm sorry, she just did. And that is exactly what P. Diddy was doing to her. He was pimping her out. I even heard a man say that I would never be with somebody like Cassie after she did all that stuff with P. Diddy. Are you fucking serious? She felt as though she had no choice. Some of the things that y'all say, you're just as evil as P. Diddy. You are. You should be ashamed of yourselves, a lot of you. But Cassie is happy now. I wish her nothing but the best. I'm glad that she took the money. It's undisclosed what the settlement was. Her asking for $30 million, that was coming from P. Diddy's side. That was coming from P. Diddy's camp, not Cassie's. It's undisclosed the amount that she asked for, but the rumor is that it was way more than $30 million. And it is also undisclosed, but a lot of people are saying that she got 9 figures. That's a lot of money. Okay? So what did she do? She walked away from this lawsuit with generational wealth. and her control. She took her control back. And that is one of the best things that you can do to your abuser, because that's what he had over her for 13 years, and she took it back. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm proud of the way that she handled this. She's a rock star. She's heroic, and she also was very courageous to file this lawsuit, because now there are others. She gave other women the courage, and possibly men, the courage to come out and speak and tell the truth. All I can say to Pity, yeah, that's it, Pity. All I can say to P. Piddy is, time's up, dude. Times is up, my guy. I seriously hope that you get exactly what's coming to you. I always knew you were evil. I always knew it. The way that you treat your people, the way that, and I want to say something about the people that just stood around and watched Cassie get beat on. When you sit there and watch evil things being done and you don't do shit, you are just as guilty as he is. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. Make sure you subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. I gotta go, but I will be live in the next couple days, I promise. I love y'all tremendously. I'm changing my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more makeup lives and vlogs, okay? But not makeup live streams. I'm sorry, makeup videos. So be on the lookout for that. I love y'all, and I will see you soon. Deuces!